It was inevitable. 2 years. Happy anniversary. And many happy returns, like I said 3 weeks ago. This is WZMB. All Zombie Radio. I'm talking to nobody. I know this. Maybe 3 or 4 you left to have a radio. But the show must go on, as they say. The library was overrun last night. 2 nights before that, the hospital completely wiped out. There's no point in even listing off the confirmed dead. Let's just list the confirmed alive. Kilo 540. That's me. Our population estimates have dropped down to maybe 25 people, and to the rest of my quarter, how have you done it? How have you survived for 2 whole years? It must have been so difficult. Maybe you were surviving because you were listening to WZMB, your 24-hour emergency broadcast station, run by some dumbass in his apartment. Did you know that zombies will just keep on running and they'll just pile over each other and eventually basically make a little ramp with their bodies? I didn't. And that's how they got over my nasty barricades just outside. I can hear them mulling around out there, occasionally knocking on the walls. I got soundproofing in here because this is a studio. I put some blankets under the doors to stop the sound from coming out there. But they can still hear me, I think, because I hear them moaning around out there. But I've got 2 levels of barricades between me and them. But I don't think it's going to last very long. And I don't fucking care anymore. At this point, we've reached a point of no return. This is Caesar crossing the Rubicon. This is some guy crossing the fucking Alps. This is something very important. Good game, guys. I mean, good game. We should just pack it in. We gave it a good shot. We tried to survive, but we can't. Because we can't stop thinking that we have the answer. We can't stop looking at everyone else's way. Instead of working together, instead of teaming up and joining forces and trying to combat this as a group, each one of us has to think, hey, I'm doing it the smart way. And I'm included in this too. I've been sitting here for 2 years doing a radio broadcast, just letting people know I'm spreading out the information. God forbid I get off my ass and do some actual work putting up barricades to help other people. God forbid I try to run rescue missions. God forbid I try to help the other communities in any way other than just sitting on my ass and talking to you people. Talking for 10 minutes at a time, a couple times a day, if we're lucky. I sat there and bashed horribly a group of my fellow men who died just living the way they were trying to live, doing what they knew how to do in that situation. I spent my entire time judging people who were just trying to survive. I called them looters. Most of these guys aren't trying to loot. What is there to loot? There's no electricity. It's not like they're stealing TVs and stacking them in there and just looking at them. They're not going to be throwing on I Love Lucy in the middle of a goddamn blackout. Oh, God. They're right outside at this point. I mean, I give myself maybe 30 minutes until we get to see some action. Remember that gun I told you about? I have it. Haven't used a single bullet. I got 6 shots. And I only need 1. This is an announcement to all of the people who are in the military quarantine who are undoubtedly intercepting this transmission on their radio, good on you. You served your country. You protect the citizens of the United States of America from being infected by a horrible zombie outbreak, and soon you'll get to blow the entire thing through with all your lovely military technology, and you let 2,000 people die. That's what you did 2 years watching a border. You let 2,000 people die. I may be a sinner, but you know what? There isn't even a dark enough punishment in hell to fit what you have done. My real name is not Kilo 540. Just once, I'm going to go out on my own terms. I'm not Kilo 540. Okay? That's who I adopted. That's the person who I pretended to be for 2 years to try and ignore the reality of the situation, which was that I can't help anybody. I can't save myself. I can't save those I care about. I'm just one person with a nifty little radio, and I can't do anything worthwhile. And so, here we are. Just me. A revolver. Hand-me-down from my dad. My dad, whose name was Donald Matthews. My name is Jason Matthews. And a couple weeks ago, I reported the death of one of my cousins. And I showed no emotion. Because for the past 2 years, I haven't been Jason Matthews. I have been Kilo 540 of WZMB, 24-hour emergency zombie broadcast. He's dead now. And Jason Matthews has 6 bullets. And Jason Matthews only needs one of those bullets. But I'm ending this on my terms. When they come through that door, I've got 5 shots, and I'm going to make them count. And then the last one's for me. Back when I was studying my ham courses, I heard a story about the French Navy back when they ceased using Morse code. I remember that date pretty well. It was January 31st, 1997. Their final message was as follows. And this is my final message to anybody still listening to WZMB. Calling all. This is our last cry before eternal silence. Well, I'm grabbing the gun now. Thank you for listening, those of you who listened. Thank you for heeding my advice, those of you who heeded my advice. Oh, can't forget the song. We're going to go out on my terms. And remember, stay safe out there.